Today on Rappler. The Philippines seeks clarification from China after its Coast Guard forcibly took floating debris from the Philippine Navy. Partido Federal ng Pilipinas kicks out former Executive Secretary Vic Rodriguez. The wealth gap widens in the Philippines with the elite few holding more of the bulk of national wealth. Malaysia's Anwar Ibrahim is sworn in as Prime Minister. Nobel Peace Prize laureate Maria Ressa says journalism becomes activism in the battle for facts. Filipina actress Dimples Romana gushes over South Korean actor Song Joong-ki. And P-pop group SB19, Ben&Ben are the top winners at Awit Awards 2022. The Philippines sends a note verbale to China seeking clarification on an incident where the Chinese Coast Guard forcibly retrieved floating debris from the Philippine Navy in the West Philippine Sea. Foreign Secretary Enrico Manalo says the Marcos administration wants to hear about the confrontation from the side of China. According to the AFP, a floating object had been spotted about 800 yards west of Pag-asa Island, which Philippine naval authorities retrieved. A Chinese Coast Guard vessel allegedly approached, blocked the Philippine boat's course twice, and took the object. Beijing earlier rejected the Philippine military's narration of events, calling the incident a friendly exchange. Manalo did not discount the possibility of further action, including face-to-face meetings on the matter. The Partido Federal ng Pilipinas, the political party of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., expels former Executive Secretary Vic Rodriguez from the party. In a statement, PFP says Rodriguez was expelled, quote, for his incompetence as a public servant, breach of trust and confidence, and abandonment and disloyalty. According to the PFP, the root of Rodriguez's expulsion was his failure to recommend the appointment of party officials. Typically, it is the executive secretary who vets appointments before they reach the president. Special Assistant to the President Anton Lagdameo is the new PFP Executive Vice President. The PFP says Marcos had no hand in the party's decision-making process, but he also did not object to the decision to expel Rodriguez. A World Bank report says there was significant poverty reduction in the Philippines, yet an elite few continue to hold the bulk of national wealth. The report on the Philippines shows the top 1% earners together capture 17% of national income and the bottom 50% earners share 14% of the national income. The Philippines' Gini coefficient, which measures economic inequality within a nation, stood at 42.3% in 2018, one of the highest in East Asia. Studies also find out the Philippines is, quote, struggling with deeply rooted inequality shaped by the socio-political environment. The report also found the Philippines' middle-class population has expanded to nearly 12 million people, while the economically secure has risen to 44 million. Malaysia's Anwar Ibrahim is sworn in as Prime Minister. Anwar and rival former Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin failed to win a majority in Saturday's election, but the constitutional monarch, King Al-Sultan Abdullah, appointed Anwar after speaking to several lawmakers. Markets surged at the end of the 5-day post-election crisis, while the ringgit posts its best day in 2 weeks. Ibrahim was a protege of veteran leader Mahathir Mohamad. He was a protest leader, prisoner convicted of sodomy, and opposition leader before becoming prime minister after 3 decades. Nobel Peace Prize laureate and rapper CEO Maria Ressa says journalism has changed through 6 years of a tumultuous Rodrigo Duterte presidency.
When it became a battle of facts, journalism became activism.
Ressa tells an audience in London during the launch of her book How to Stand Up to a Dictator,
"We need to do this, otherwise we will lose the last 2 minutes."
She also reiterates her call for government regulators to help stop surveillance capitalism.
Demand better tech. Organize your civil society groups, right? Because this is the impact on the next generation is huge. I can't even begin to quantify it.
Filipina actress Dimples Romana gushes over meeting South Korean superstar Song Joong-ki at the 50th International Emmy Awards in New York City. Dimples shares a photo with the actor saying that many of her dreams came true in this New York trip. She writes, quote, Hi, Mr. Song Joong-ki. It was such a pleasure and huge honor to meet a fellow actor like you. I am a huge fan. We Filipinos love you. Dimples adds Joong-ki was super warm, so handsome in person, and super humble. She flew to New York for the Emmys as an official member of the International Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. Dimples started in showbiz in the late 90s and is known for her roles in Tabing Ilog, One More Chance, and Kadenang Ginto, among others. Filipino groups SB19 and Ben&Ben emerged as top winners in the Awit Awards 2022. P-pop powerhouse SB19 makes history as the most awarded act, receiving 7 wins, including Best Performance by a Group Recording Artist, Most Streamed Artist, and Best Pop Recording for Bazinga. Indie folk pop band Ben&Ben bags 5 awards, including Album of the Year for their 2021 release Pebble House Volume 1, Cuaderno. Meanwhile, Zach Tabudlo wins Song of the Year for Bini Bini, while Lian and Nara's Anticipation claims Record of the Year. Artists KZ Tandingan, Noel Mendez, Zild, and Bel Mariano also take home awards. The ceremony, held on Wednesday, November 23, featured performances from Paulo Sandejas, Sam Concepcion, Maymay Entrata, Janine Burdin, band Lola Amor, P-pop group Alamat, and more. And that's today's wrap. I'm Paterno S. Makel. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. Follow us on wRapper's YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.